If you're anything like me, you probably have an addiction to YouTube. We all will kind of say this like jokingly, like, oh, I'm addicted to YouTube. I want to change your thinking about addictions in this video and show you that you probably have more addictions than you think you do. I want to make you aware of the cost of these addictions and then offer some solutions on how you can stop being addicted. I have solved some of these problems and it's not that bad and you can stop. And the nice thing about the method I'm about to teach you is you can still use YouTube. It just breaks the addiction. It makes it so that instead of YouTube using you use YouTube. Because YouTube is a helpful tool. We just need to make sure it stays a helpful tool. So normally with addictions, we only see this as addictions. We only see hard addictions as real addictions. Oh, being addicted to YouTube Shorts is not that bad. Being addicted to YouTube is not that bad. Being addicted to your screen is not that bad. Being addicted to the game isn't that bad. Being addicted to work isn't that bad. But it is. And I want you to change your thinking on addictions. The way you can identify if something is an addiction, addictions always have these two things in common. You want to stop, but you can't. And they cost you something. If we make this our definition of addiction, you'll realize you actually have a ton of them. And this cost, in the same way a little spending here and there makes you broke, the little cost on time, on dopamine, on happiness, of all your little addictions that you've got going on, adds up and compounds into a life that you are not happy with. So while this video is about addictions in general, specifically today we're going to be talking about YouTube addiction, which you are very susceptible to if you have ADHD. In fact, you're susceptible to most addicting things. You are almost inherently easily addicted, just due to how dopamine differs in our brain from other people. But I want you to realize something. So this definition that we've made of addictions here applies to distractions. And yes, I am actually making the claim here that all distractions are addictions because they fit this criteria. You want to stop, but you can't. They spring up on you randomly. They steal your time. They steal your energy. They steal your intellect. That's the scary part. And they put you on this dopamine water slide that leads to you becoming a more like brain dead, unaware NPC type person. And I don't know about you, but that I'm afraid of that. Like seriously afraid of that. And it sucks because we live in a society that idolizes and jokes about these addictions and tries to get other people involved in them. Think of something like TikTok or Shorts. You are literally incentivized by the culture to do it. Everybody's doing it. Oh, bro, you don't have TikTok? I don't know how many times people try to send me Shorts and TikToks, and it's like, I've just made up in my mind, I don't want that. Because I click on that, and then I'm just in. I'm stuck. And with any addiction, the way you can think about it is it's a dopamine daisy chain. So if you start once, you will go down the entire chain. There is no just one. That's something that resistance, which is also temptation, tells you to tickle your ears and get you to do the thing. And this dopamine daisy chain that you're on, which is especially prevalent when you're watching YouTube and going from content to content, not even remembering what you're watching, by the way, because your brain can only handle so much information before it has to sit with it and sort of compute. Think of it like RAM. When you watch YouTube, you're filling up your RAM, and then your brain needs time to write it to the disk. And you only have so much RAM. And if you have ADHD, you have even less RAM than a normal person. And so if you're constantly watching content, even if it's educational content, you're actually not getting anything from it. And if you think about this for a second, you know it's true. If you keep filling up the RAM, it's just going to get rid of the old content that you watched. And then you're going to have so many things bouncing around in your head that your brain can't even make any clear connections. And maybe you can. Maybe you're a person who does this all the time, but it's still unoptimized. You could still optimize this to be better and save yourself more time and more energy. And here's the scary thing about dopamine. So dopamine is the wanting chemical, also the doing chemical. You can think of dopamine as a fuel. It's the thing that gets you up out of bed in the morning. If you didn't have dopamine, you would just lay there and starve to death. And it's like a currency. When you load up with dopamine with things like TikTok, Shorts, YouTube, and you go down this dopamine daisy chain, what you're doing is you're basically causing dopamine inflation in your system. And this is how all addictions work. They raise your baseline dopamine. So in order to feel normal again, you have to chase more dopamine, which in turn raises the baseline of your dopamine, which makes you chase more dopamine until you just become this extremely anxious and, quite frankly, depressed person who's always looking for a hit. And since the hit is always just one click away, you are going to get distracted. You are going to get stopped. You're going to go look up a YouTube video for how to do something productive. In that same breath, you're going to get distracted and go down this dopamine daisy chain. It's like you cannot escape with the way that things are right now. You don't have enough self-control. I need you to get that through your head. You do not have enough self-control, and you never will. Because this system is designed to break you. It is designed to hack you. It is a race to the bottom of your brainstem. These companies are optimizing things to make you addicted and then normalizing it. That is what they're doing. And they know that this turns you into an NPC. They know that this damages your intelligence. They know that this hurts your attention span. They know that this takes hours away from your time. They know that this kills your dreams slowly, softly, just smothering them while you're asleep. And you've got the wool over your eyes. And you let it happen because everybody's doing it. It's normal. It's fine. But what this does is it completely just destroys and messes up your dopamine system. And we're all living like this. Like in modern life, we're all living like this. And since you have ADHD, what this will also do is it'll also put you in a state of chronic overstimulation. And I've been this way before, where I didn't realize that I was overstimulated 24/7, literally 24/7, and I couldn't realize it because I was so stressed out from this that my awareness tanks. I basically just wasn't aware. I was like a walking zombie, and I thought I was aware. And addiction thrives off of unawareness, which is why I'm making this video. You have to be aware of the costs, and it has to get in your heart, and you have to be thinking about it, and aware while you're scrolling or bouncing through this content of how you're feeling, because it actually doesn't feel good. That's the thing they don't want you to find out, is it doesn't feel good. They just want you to be unaware enough to not notice that. So these are all the costs of YouTube addiction. Your time, which actually compounds as you become more addicted. You're more likely to slip into these rabbit holes. And time is more valuable than money. So the way I want you to imagine this is YouTube is literally says it's free, but it's costing you something that's even more valuable than money. Every time you go down a rabbit hole, I want you to imagine that YouTube is like punching you, and every time it punches you, it gets like $100, like it's GTA or something. It costs you intellect because you need to stay focused on a topic for long enough in order to actually get the depth from that topic. And you need to do things like reading books, you need to do things like studying. And if you don't do that, you're not getting the depth of the topic. And what's more, you're just going to forget about it. And people with ADHD, we often live in this chronic state of becoming excited about something, sticking with it for a short time, and then forgetting about it and not caring anymore after it becomes boring. And the reason it becomes boring so fast is because we have all these addictions completely messed up our dopamine circuits. On top of our dopamine circuits already being messed up. It costs you your confidence because it gives you anxiety. Your dopamine is also the chemical of happiness, so you're not going to be happy. This is why you're depressed. Like, there could be a lot of reasons, but this is definitely like a huge contributing factor, and a contributing factor as to why you're not fixing it is because your confidence is constantly tanking, and your depression is constantly going up, and your anxiety is constantly going up because of the way that YouTube is frying your dopamine circuits, because you feel insecure because you don't have enough dopamine. And the way that all of this compounds together, you being less intelligent, you wasting your time, you not having enough intellect, you going down this water slide of losing your awareness, it leads to you never achieving your dreams, never achieving the thing. And living in this delusion where you think like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do it, it's going to happen. And you keep thinking that for years, and I call this dream doping. And then it's like you're 40, and it didn't happen, and now you're running out of time. Luckily, there is a solution for all of this. It's actually pretty easy, and it's actually really easy. It requires almost no effort. One of the nice things about ADHD addiction is I find that while we become interested and locked into the water slide a little bit easier than other people, we also become disinterested faster, which means that it's actually easier for us to break addictions if we have the proper tools helping us and the right mindsets. And so there's really only two things you need here. Awareness, which this video should have covered, but also bringing awareness to YouTube when you're using it, when you're watching it, becoming aware of how you feel, but just being aware of the cost helps a ton. And an extension that I use called Untrapped. Here's the great news. You actually don't have to stop using YouTube. You have to stop it from using you. And that's what Untrapped allows you to do. You can still use YouTube. It's obviously necessary for modern life. You can't really escape it, but you can change the way that you interact with it. There's a link to it in the description, but what this extension will allow you to do is configure your YouTube experience so that There's not as many distractions. You can turn off things on the site that are distracting. You can turn off suggested feeds, so YouTube isn't constantly giving you another video. And this is highly configurable. So for every different type of suggestion, you can turn that on or off as well. You can disable shorts. So shorts are the most addicting and the worst culprit of this. And on top of this, you can set it so that when you log into your homepage, it redirects you to a different page, like your subscriptions or your watch later page. And I find these are helpful for my productivity. Like for my work account, I have it redirect to my subscription page, which is all productivity videos. So I'm completely okay with that. I'm completely okay with being distracted by a productivity video for the very few times I'm actually using my work account and looking on YouTube. And for my personal account, I redirect to my watch later because I have a million watch laters. I don't let this one suggest me content. I let this one suggest me content because it's a more casual browsing experience. So with these two things, this awareness and this extension, we can get you untrapped from YouTube, and we can break your YouTube addiction, and you can gain more time, more energy, more dopamine, more intelligence, more awareness, and start to ascend and live a healthier, happier life where you still get to use YouTube, but it's not controlling you anymore. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It helps the video a ton. If you want this video to get out to more people and stop people who are literally like clicking through and scrolling right now and stuck in this right now, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things that juice up the algorithm so that this reaches more people.